Welcome everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the launch of Presentation Agents. I'm your host, Chad Reed, VP of Marketing here at Jotform. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the live launch event for our newest AI product, Presentation Agents. If you're here with us back in February, you might be familiar with AI Agents, our AI product that's changing the customer service game. Since then, we've been busy cooking up more AI advancements with you, our users, in mind. This month, we're focused on how AI can take your presentations to the next level. We've got a great agenda for today's event. I'll start by introducing Jotform Presentation Agents and give you all a bit of background information. Then we'll get an in-depth demo, and finally some real-life examples of presentation agents in action. If you have questions during the event, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. That being said, let's dive in. So what are presentation agents? To put it simply, a presentation agent is an AI product created to make your presentations more interactive and impactful. Just upload your existing slides, and the AI will transform them into a polished, audience-ready experience for any occasion. Presentation agents are designed for users and organizations that rely on presentations and interactive sessions, including, but not limited to, sales teams looking to deliver compelling presentations and reach a broader audience, corporate trainers and HR departments that need engaging ways to onboard and train new employees, educational institutions that want interactive ways to present lectures and lessons, and customer support managers that need to guide users through product features or troubleshoot issues. When it comes to features and benefits, presentation agents have a lot to offer. I'll walk you through some of the highlights so you can get a better idea on what presentation agents can really do. First up is interactive voice presentations. This feature uses your uploaded deck to generate audio that will be played alongside your presentation, narrating your slide in real time. Next is live interruption and Q&A. While your AI-generated presentation plays, users can ask questions or request clarifications. This feature lets your audience participate actively. There's also narration content control. Not loving the AI-generated voiceover? Not a problem. This feature gives you full control over slide narrations, allowing you to change what the AI agent says to ensure accuracy and tone. Additionally, presentation agents offer multi-language support so you can reach a wider audience. Your slides will be narrated and questions will be answered in the user's language, providing everyone a seamless experience. And as always, we'll continue working on new ways to improve our products, so stay tuned for future features like user insight tracking, form integrations, slide-based triggers, and more. Okay, that's enough for me. Why don't we take a look at presentation agents in action? I'll turn it over to Kimberly for a live demo, then Lainey will take us through some user examples. Kimberly, over to you.
Thanks, Chad. Hey everyone, I'm Kimberly Polita, the Customer Education Specialist here at Jotform. It is officially time to jump into our demo for presentation agents. Now, as you can see, I'm currently in my workspace at jotform.com on my desktop, and there are a couple different ways that we can get started. Now, if you have never created an AI agent before, you're gonna wanna go to that top left-hand corner to the Create option. Then to AI agent, you can see here it says describe your agent. Briefly describe the AI agent that you want to create. Once you do that, you'll choose that create option. It'll automatically create an AI agent for you. Now for this example, I'm going to utilize an AI agent that I already have. Her name is Julie, and she is a hotel agent. She helps with our questions for our hotel. Now, if you went the route of creating a brand new agent, once you hit that create option, you would end up right here with your agent. So you can see we have three different tabs across the top. We have build, we have train, and we have publish. Now, in order to get to your presentation agent, you're going to utilize the publish option. Then on the left-hand side, right over here, you're going to see presentation agent. Now from here, there are a few different options that you can choose in order to start this process. So first you have upload a presentation. So if you have a PDF or a PowerPoint presentation somewhere, you can use that here. We have generate presentation with AI. So if you're like me and you have zero presentation, you don't have a PDF, you don't have a script, you don't really have anything, you just have an idea of what you want the presentation to be like, you'll want to use that option. And the last one is going to be import from a URL. It says bring in your presentation from Google Slides. I'm going to go ahead and use that option, and I actually have a link that we can give a test with. Go ahead and copy that. We'll paste this in here. We'll do import. Now this is great if you already have the slides. What our AI agent is doing right now, it's looking at those slides and it's creating a script. All right, so here you can see we're at the generate narration screen. So it is really looking at our presentation and again, creating that script. So we see here, how should the AI agent present your slides? Do you want it to be professional? Do you want it to teach and explain? Do you want to focus on the data? Or do you want it to go into the details? So it really just depends on how you want your presentation to be. I'm gonna go and leave this on teach and explain. We can see it kind of populates some information here, and this is completely editable and you can completely delete or add in your own. Let's go ahead and generate. And so here it says this may take a few minutes. There's no need to stick around, but you can see it's analyzing, creating that script, and training your agent to answer questions. So I am gonna go ahead, I'm actually gonna jump up to the train tab and show you this while it creates that for us. So here on the left-hand side, if we jump up one, we go to AI persona. So we can change things here if we'd like. We wanna change our agent's name or their role. If we want to change our default language, we can do that here. So if you prefer your presentation to be in Spanish, you'll want to change this to be the language that you are needing. We have the tone of voice, and then we also have the conversation style. Now, another thing that we'll want to take into consideration is our AI agent is going to be speaking. So we want to know what that voice is going to sound like. We can come back over here to publish. Let's come down here to voice agent. And we can kind of hear what she sounds like. Right here, we do Matilda.
Jotform AI agents are powerful tools that...
So that is what your presenter is going to sound like. If we want, we can work here to change and we can X out of all of these and we can see there's a lot of different options that you can choose from. Maybe we want to say Anna.
Les assistants IA de Jotform sont de puissants outils capables...
So if you're choosing French, that is what your AI agent would sound like. Let's go ahead, we'll choose English one more time. Let's try Sarah.
Jotform AI agents are powerful tools that...
I'm gonna go ahead and use Sarah. And again, if you wanna choose maybe a different gender, different age, you can absolutely do that. But now we have Sarah as our voice, perfect. All right, let's head back over to our presentation agent. We now have those slides that are prepared and ready for us. If we come here, we can see all the information that we need. We can even do edit the script so we can see every single one of our slides. Perfect. I am actually going to go back. Let's add another presentation and let's see what it looks like when, again, we have no idea what we want this to be. Like we don't have our slides created. We don't have a script, but we have an idea. Creating it with AI is definitely going to help. So I am going to pull in some things that I typed in. And again, the magic is in the details when it comes to generate with AI. You want to give it as much information as possible. And since we are a hotel and the hotel deals with weddings, I want to create a presentation that deals with choosing our hotel for your wedding venue. So you can see here, for wedding venue service, have information. And I also put in here, like what I want the slides to be. And then I also gave it some design notes, how I want the images to look like because I haven't created any slides. So let's go ahead and generate this presentation. So we can see it's understanding the topic, it's outlining our presentation, creating visual elements, and the last one, which is going to take the longest, is again, creating that narration script. So let me come over here. Now, there are a lot of things that you can do with this as well, and I'm going to show you here in a minute too. Once this is completed, you can embed this on your website. You can even have some, we'll go back over to tools here in a minute, to where if your user is utilizing your AI agent, if they start asking about weddings, it can offer up this presentation. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Let's do edit slides. So we can see that it pulled from my notes perfectly. We have the ceremony reception spaces, the amenities, customizable packages. Perfect. Now, of course, this is editable. So we're on this very first slide. If we want, we can change that slide layout. If we want to look a little bit differently, we also have what the slide's information is. If we want, we can click on each one of these and we can edit that content. But if we click on that again, and we jump over to script, this is the title slide, which is right up here. And this is what our user or our AI agent is going to be saying. So definitely take a look at the script and see if it fits what you are needing. And you can easily edit this or add more if needed. Now, maybe on this last slide, we can see we can add in a question. So we can add in, do you have any questions? So that way, at the end of this slide, our AI agent will ask, do you have any questions? Kind of starting that conversation with our users. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of this. Let's jump back over to the train tab. Now, one thing to keep in mind is your AI agent, your presentation agent, is only as good as the information that you give it. If you're starting from scratch, the only information that it has is the presentation that you have given it or the information that you gave in to generate via AI. You always want to come over to the train tab and give it some more information. So under the knowledge base, if we do add a new knowledge source, there's multiple different ways that we can do that. Under knowledge, we can just type in information. If we have a link to a website, maybe for me, maybe I have a direct link to our hotel information on our website, we could put that there. If we have files, if you have PDFs that they can pull from, you can put that there. And if you have very specific Q&A that people ask, if you know they ask very specific questions, you can put in the question and you can put in the answer here. And then of course, if you want, you can utilize Zendesk as well. Now over on the left-hand side again, I had mentioned that you can show presentation if your users are utilizing the overall AI agent. So if I choose show presentation, I want it to show the elegant wedding venue. Let's say, so it says, let me know, when do you like me to show your presentation? So what instructions when users ask about having a wedding at our hotel? Okay, let's do save. Perfect. All right, let's go back up to publish. And I'm going to choose our wedding one more time. And here you can see you can share your presentation outright. It doesn't have to be embedded anywhere. It doesn't have to be within the inside your AI agent. You can do copy link and you can send this via email or on Slack or whatever appropriate channels you need to one-on-one. If you want to invite by email, you can add their email addresses in here. When you can also embed it on your website. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that real quick. So we have our code copied to our clipboard. I'm going to come up here to kind of a blank website. We have our hotel wedding venue. And I'm going to do add elements. We have embed code, embed HTML. And then I'm just going to paste in that code here. I can exit out of this. And we'll make this fit our website. So when anyone comes to this specific website, they'll be able to access our presentation. Perfect. Let's go in up here to preview, and then we'll do an overall test. I'll show you what this looks like in real time. So here you can see our hotel wedding venue, and then you have the overall presentation. Perfect. All right, I'm going to jump back over to Jotform, and I'm going to open in a new tab. All right. This is what this looks like overall. So as you can see, we have that play button, and down at the bottom, the only other options we have are to make this full screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press play. You'll be able to hear our agent start talking. Then I'm going to pause it and show you some other things over on the side.
Welcome. Let's explore what makes our hotel the perfect spot for an elegant wedding. It's all about creating a romantic...
Perfect. Now, if you want, as a user, we can go forward in the slides. We can advance ourselves. And if we don't want to hear anything, we don't have to. But pressing play will have our agent speak. Perfect. Now, if at any time during the presentation, if your user has a question, they can ask a question here. This is going to be a voice question. So if we click this.
What can I assist you with?
Perfect. So we can ask a question, but most users are going to want to use kind of like a chat feature. So over on the right-hand side, we have our chat feature, and we can see this is very similar to our AI agent as like a chat bot. So let's see how many people, let's see if it can pull from the database to tell me how many people I can invite to my wedding. So it's searching all of our knowledge. All right, so here we can see that we have 300 guests. So that's about the amount of people that we can invite to our wedding, which is perfect. So now, again, if we want, we can click on the slide options here. If we want to jump to a different slide, we want to go back to another slide, and we can press play at any point. All right, one more thing I want to show you actually is going back over to our form builder. One thing that we can do within edit slides is down here at the very end, we have add form to presentation. So if you want, at the end of your presentation, if you would like to collect information from your users or from your viewers, you can absolutely do that. So you can see here we have some forms. I'm just going to choose this wedding attendance one just because it's wedding related. We can do add. And we can see here on the script, it says that's all for presentation. We'd appreciate it if you would fill out our form. It won't take long. And now we also have it's required to complete the presentation. So let's go ahead back up to publish and let's take a look at what that looks like at the very end.
Welcome. Let's explore what makes our hotel the perfect spot for an elegant wedding. It's all about creating a romantic, sophisticated that's all for the presentation. We'd appreciate it if you could fill out the form. It won't take long.
Perfect. Simple as that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and jump back over to our builder. And one thing that you can do is you can view what these conversations look like. So that way you can make your presentations better for future users. So up in the top left-hand corner, I'm going to choose AI Agent Builder, then Conversations. And I'm going to jump down to this one because this is where we were asking the questions. We can see that we started the presentation. We can see that we paused a slide. We can see that we moved slides. Perfect. Then we can see that we asked a question right here. Perfect. And if you want, if someone is currently in the presentation to having a conversation with your AI agent, you can come down here and you can take over the conversation. So that way it's you answering the questions instead of your AI agent if needed. All right. And it's as simple as that. Now let's jump over to Lainey and she'll discuss some user cases with you. Lainey?
Thank you, Kimberly, for that fantastic demo of Jotform's presentation agents. Whether you have a message for the masses or want to create more conversations, Jotform's presentation agents can match your brand and needs. Let's take a look at a few use cases from Jotform's community. Presentation agents are helping schools orient new students with information to prepare them for their first day. Say goodbye to FAQs in favor of interactive greetings. Presentation agents can also reinforce lessons or put a fresh spin on pop quizzes. Others are using presentation agents to create reports supporting audits and optimization efforts. You can change your agent's appearance, language, accent, avatar, and age to suit your audience, and tailor the tone of voice to match your brand. From formal updates to inspiring appeals, presentation agents ensure information is communicated consistently and accurately. Presentation agents are also busy promoting businesses, from tour companies to financial services firms. Upload PDFs, PowerPoints, or Google Slides to create compelling, narrated slideshows complete with questions and answers. Once your presentation is created, you can edit the script as needed to include special offers and more. You can train your presentation agents using a variety of tools and inputs. In addition to file uploads and set question and answers, agents can crawl websites regularly to retrieve information, perfect for sharing recent efforts and success stories with audiences. You have several options for sharing presentations, including email, via an AI chatbot, or website embedding. Presentation agents can also be trained to pause and ask questions to encourage dynamic conversations. We hope you're inspired to see what you can do with presentation agents. But first, let's take a look at a short video.
Still giving the same dull, lifeless presentation over and over? Upload your existing slides and get real-time narration, instant answers, and a personalized flow in just a couple clicks with Jotform presentation agents. While your agent presents, asks and answers questions on your behalf, you actually get work done. Work you probably should have done a long time ago. One agent, nearly endless presentations anywhere, anytime. Need it in Spanish, French, or Korean? Just pick a language and the agent handles the rest. But presentation agents aren't just for sales. Teachers can use their agent to create engaging and interactive lessons. HR can train new employees without repeating the dress code 400 times. And support teams can answer FAQs before they become support tickets.
Hey, you got time for lunch?
Actually, yes. Yes, I do.
Jotform Presentation Agents. Turn your slides into interactive AI presentations.
We hope you enjoyed that. That brings us to the end of our session today. Thank you so much for joining us, and if you haven't already, head over to Jotform to try Presentation Agents today. We'll see you next time.